What brings you here this time?
I'm just daydreaming all day long, Doc. That's all I'm doing. I'm just daydreaming.
Well, everybody daydreams. What are you daydreaming? What are you thinking about?
I know, but for me, I'm not getting anything done. I'm not getting any work done. I'm not seeing anybody. All I'm doing is just dreaming of being in a movie theater all day long,
Well,
all
what
night.
movie are you watching?
Well, I went to see the new Amy Schumer film.
The new Amy Schumer film?
Yeah, and I can't get it out of my mind.
Well,
I'm just there. That's all I want to do is just think about that movie all day, every day, and I just want to be in that place. I don't want to be me. I just want to be in that film all day.
you mean...
I feel pretty, oh so pretty. I feel pretty and witty and bright, and I pity any girl who isn't me tonight. I feel charming, oh so charming. It's alarming how charming I feel, and so pretty that I hardly can believe I'm real.
Who's the pretty girl in the mirror there? Who can that attractive girl be? Such a pretty face, such a pretty smile, such a pretty dress, such a pretty me.
Oh, Doc, I feel so much better.
Oh, no!
Ladies and gentlemen,
Hello,
it is
everybody.
I, once again, your humble host, co-host, and Mr. Chris Picard. I am Daryl Coob-Smith, of
You
course.
are, all day.
I am indeed, as you are, Mr. Christopher Picard.
I am. One and only. Thank
and
you.
It's wonderful to have you here, sir.
It's great to be here. Another fun
Tonight-
episode.
Tonight, of course, is the premiere of the I Feel Pretty video.
It is.
That we will be showing in a little bit
Yes.
later time tonight.
Some people already saw
some
it. If
people
there's
have already
anybody that
seen
was
it at
actually already watching the show,
forefront,
they
at
saw
the
it.
foreskin of the opening of our show. It was originally
one way to
that.
put it.
However, that foreskin has now been circumcised, and we are now going to continue our show, and then we will show the incredible video one more time.
We will, yes.
At a later point.
So yeah, tonight we have a pretty nice chunk of movies for everybody. We have the big film of the week we're going to do in a few minutes is I Feel Pretty, the Amy Schumer comedy.
Yes, indeed.
We are going to start with The Last Movie Star with Burt Reynolds, and then we
Well,
have...
not quite right away.
No, but I'm just telling the list of films. We
Yes.
also have Den of Thieves this evening.
Oh, we do?
We have Kodachrome, the new film on Netflix.
Kodachrome.
We have the HBO film
Give me
Paterno,
this true
starring Al Pacino.
icon.
Then we're going to briefly discuss Al Pacino's career. We're going to pick some favorites from
some favorites.
from his career that we love.
Hey,
and then we're going to move forward with a couple other things after that, a few surprises that we'll get to you
But before we
later
do
on. But we are
film
going
banter-
to open up a little bit with a discussion.
Before we do
of,
film banter, it's
yes.
always fun to do a little life banter.
Life banter.
This is where Daryl and what's your name again?
Christopher.
Chris. This is where Daryl and Chris just talk about life in general.
Yeah,
we talk
that's
about
fine.
Stuff.
I always
We
like to
talk
call it
about-
opening banter.
It's like real stuff.
Pretty much.
Like, we're talking to real people, and we just want to show them that we're real people too.
Yes, we are
a
in the
lot of
flesh
people
here.
think, oh my God, he's a Greek god over there with his red hair and glasses, and young Chris is a budding female
Is that what I am?
gender pressing
don't know,
woman
man.
of the dark ages. And
You have more feminine hair than I do.
well, it's probably true. I do look like an albino Alaskan woman, so
Yes,
I've been
you
told,
definitely
or,
do.
Or an albino Irish woman. In fact, so I do get a little Irish sometimes. You know how it goes. But I think that was a little more Australian, actually.
Whatever that was, it
Perhaps.
wasn't
Whatever
spot
it was,
on, but
it's
that's
not
okay.
important.
But
However-
anyway, so I just wanted to mention, as you might know, that I did go see Kevin Smith the other night.
Absolutely,
Yes,
wonderful show.
I've been a big fan of Kevin Smith for a long time.
He's an amazing man.
He's a great guy. He's an inspiration to anybody who's ever wanted to make a film. I think he's a really funny guy. He's really a gifted storyteller.
He's a very big man.
Not that much anymore. He's lost a ton of weight.
Because I know his driver's license photo used to be an aerial view.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
No, I heard that every time he stood up, his thighs gave him a standing ovation.
Well, these days he's a lot thinner.
Yeah, I know. I mean, he's big. He's huge. He's a big guy.
Yeah, but not anymore. Now he's actually fairly thin, to be honest with you.
I heard that when he made love to his wife,
God,
she
here
had
we
to
go.
stand there with landing lights.
All right.
Come on in.
You got any
come
more
on
chubby
in.
jokes?
When he sits around the house, he sits around the house.
Anyway, I'm going to move on.
He came over to my house once.
God.
I got a new Persian rug. You know how?
Yeah, how?
He sat on the cat.
Okay. So, yeah. So anyway, this was a significant show because this was his first big gig since his heart attack a few months ago.
No, it was only a month ago.
No, it was a little more than that. I think it was in February.
Well, February's only, a month
Yeah,
and a
but
half
over
ago.
a month ago. A month ago would be March. This was over a month ago.
Oh, very well.
And so he could have died, but he was one of the 20% that didn't. So he's very lucky, and he's very much dedicated to being
You
here
mean
longer.
80% people die
From the Widowmaker, the main artery that was in trouble with his heart attack. He told us on stage that 80% of people do not survive a heart attack with the Widowmaker. He's one of the few, and he didn't have any pain.
Wasn't
he
that
just
a
had
movie
shortness
with
of breath.
Sean Connery?
No, that was a submarine movie with Harrison Ford playing a Russian
Red
captain,
October. There you go.
and Catherine Bigelow directed that.
Okay.
But anyway, there's a lot of great stories he told on the show. It was a really great stand-up, a lot of fun stuff.
And one particular story
but there was
he
one.
told.
Well, to me, I just thought this was significant for you, being that you're a TV snob. You love your TVs. You like to spend money on your TV.
I'm not a TV snob.
You love expensive TVs. No, but you belittle TVs that aren't up to your standards.
Well, this is
That's
true.
what I mean by snob.
This is true.
And so he just told this story how he's like, yeah, I had a. You guys are going to think this is disgusting, is what he said. But I have oh my God, what was the inch? I think he said 100-inch TV in his bedroom.
Oh my God.
And he said it was a $60,000 television.
Oh, Jesus.
But he says it was given to him.
No wonder he had a heart attack.
It was an LED. It was an amazing TV that was given to him by, I think it was Sony. I don't remember. Don't quote me if it was Sony.
Somebody
but they gave it to him because they had actually just manufactured it for display purposes.
Okay.
And then when they didn't need it anymore, they were just going to throw it out.
Oh, geez.
And
throw it out?
Yeah, they were just going to throw it because it's not a traditional TV.
I want to go to Sony's garbage dump
So
and hang out
he knew
there.
the guy that was in charge of that whole thing.
I see.
And so he gave it to him as a gift. For reasons that I don't remember.
Oh,
but I
it's
thought it
just
was
as
interesting
well.
that he was given this 100. He goes, this TV is the biggest thing ever. It's in my bedroom.
Wow.
And so he had to negotiate with his wife to
Apparently
be actually.
he has nothing else to do in the bedroom besides watch TV. Yeah.
But anyway, I thought you'd appreciate that.
No, I do.
But it was a great show. It was great to see him back and looking
Fantastic.
healthy.
Looks
He's changed
good.
his entire life with his
Oh,
diet.
wonderful.
He's
I
a
hope so.
vegan now.
Is he?
Yeah, big time.
Oh, God.
And he told a lot of great anecdotes from a lot of things, and it was really
Wonderful.
a great show.
Well, he's an amazing guy.
Yeah, he's a wonderful guy. He's an inspiration to anybody who's ever been interested in film. He's a Jersey guy too, so that's another reason I like him too.
Yeah.
And he's
from
just
Jersey.
a funny guy.
Are you from Jersey?
I am from Jersey.
I'm from Jersey.
Yeah, you're now a New
Are you from
Yorker,
Jersey?
but you're from originally
now I'm
Woodcliff
in New York.
Lake, right?
Yeah, now I'm in New York, but I
Yeah.
was from Jersey.
You were.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that's that. I think we should start the show. We got a
No,
lot
I don't
to cover.
think so. I think we're going to talk about this Friday.
Oh, that's right.
is
I
a
forgot. You
big-
wanted to mention
a big
Avengers.
deal.
Yeah,
We call it the
that is
Avenger.
opening. The big movie of the week.
Infinity
Yeah.
Wars are coming.
It's
Oh
gonna
my
break
God.
some records.
It does
We
look
know
rather
that for
awesome.
sure.
They're saying at least a minimal 200 million opening.
Oh, I'm sure that's.
I'm sure it's going to go
child's
over
play.
that though.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
especially with the ticket prices,
Yeah.
what they are. It's easy to get to that amount
And
these
I know,
days.
and Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, is not even in this film.
Isn't that amazing?
I know.
He's
It's
not.
incredible.
Yeah.
Because the man is.
He will be in a DC film eventually.
in
I think
every,
he's playing
he's in
something,
everything.
Shazam
Yeah.
or something.
He'll play.
But yeah, this is going to be a great film. It's going to be a lot of
I
fun.
hope so. It
So
does
many
look-
characters. It's going to be overload, character overload.
You think so?
Well, there's 30 central speaking parts.
no.
That's
That's a lot
incredible.
of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be a 3-hour movie probably.
Yeah, I know. No, maybe
Close
so.
to it.
2.5.
At least.
I know.
So
I can't wait,
Yeah, it'll
though,
be great.
dude.
You're
It's gonna
probably. Are
be
you going to
so
go
cool.
Thursday night?
I'm going Thursday night,
Thank
man.
you. I'm gonna go
I'm
Sunday.
doing IMAX,
Nice.
man. IMAX.
You're part of the problem.
Bring my bong. I'm going to do that for sure.
Oh, I'm not in the mood tonight.
I see we've got nobody up there so far. Waiting for the Nerd One
I
to
don't
come
know.
up. And,
Marcos maybe
all
is
our
watching.
other illustrious fans and guests. who
Well,
we-
just because
we love
somebody's
and
not
adore.
commenting doesn't mean there's nobody watching.
Well, no, it probably does, dude.
I don't think so.
I think it does.
Maybe somebody down there is saying
There ain't
something.
nobody
I don't know.
down there saying
Anyway,
nothing.
Whoever decides to chat, how are you?
Whoever you are.
But we are going to. We have to start the show, though. We do have to start
you sound
discussing
very
cinema.
serious, so as long as you sound this serious, I want you to begin the show.
I'd like to begin the show because we have a lot to cover.
And now it is time. Begin the
Yes, because last week we talked too much and we wasted time.
We did?
And we had to rush the ending.
Well, you do talk a lot.
Coming
You're
from the
always
guy that doesn't.
interrupting me, too.
Oh, yeah. Please, I'm the one that's interrupting.
There you go, dude.
You keep smoking that. No, you need to smoke more.
Smoke it, dude.
I'm going to smoke later.
Why don't you just stick this?
Why don't you? So The Last Movie Star is a film starring Burt Reynolds.
Oh, we're getting right into it now.
I'm getting right into it.
Really? Oh,
Getting
gosh.
right into it.
Nice shirt, Chris.
Thank you.
There
Carrie
she is,
Ann,
ladies
that's
and
my
gentlemen.
sister. Thank you so
That's
much.
Your sister, Carrie
Yes.
Ann Picot-Down. That's
It's a
quite
great
name.
shirt.
Carrie Ann Picot-Down.
Yes, it is.
Oh no, it sounds
But,
like a mall. It sounds like a mall in Ohio. Let's go to the Carrie Ann Picot-Dale Mall.
Okay, the Memorial Mall?
Well, not the Memorial Mall.
No, but that's what you're making
Hopefully
it
it's a
seem
wonderful-
like.
Anyway, hello there, sir.
Nice, thank you.
Carrie Ann.
We appreciate you watching. You're in for a treat. Stay tuned
are indeed.
till the end of the I Feel Pretty video if you haven't
Literally
review.
in about 8 or 9 minutes.
If you
we're
haven't
gonna
already
show
seen the beginning of the show.
We're going to see the new I Feel Pretty video starring your
Me.
illustrious brother in his
Yeah.
career-making
Yeah.
role that will blow your mind. I
We'll
kid
see.
you not. This is truth, Carrie Ann.
But anyway, so
Let's get right
let's
to
get
it.
to the reviews.
The last
movie star
starring Burt Reynolds.
Burt Reynolds. It's a film that I haven't seen him in anything in a while.
Right.
And this is him pretty much now as an older man.
Absolutely.
With a cane like he has in real life.
Yeah.
And in this film, he plays pretty much a movie star that's past his prime.
Nick somebody or other.
Yeah, Nick something.
Doesn't matter. Why didn't he
He's-
just play Burt Reynolds?
He pretty much was.
He does.
He's a guy who had a big success in the 70s.
Absolutely.
And has pretty
And
much
the
faded
80s.
from prominence.
Well,
and so
very much
that's
so.
pretty much channeling what he really went through as a big star anyway. In the 70s, Burt Reynolds was big.
He was
in the
huge.
80s.
He was
and
the
then,
number one box office star for many years.
For many years, yeah. I mean,
absolutely.
in the 70s, it was him and
Yep.
Barbara Streisand. Were the biggest stars for a small period of time, yeah.
Well, no. I think that the
Well, no,
male stars we had.
No, my point, no, but there was a particular set of years, I don't remember which years they were the top box office
Did you
draws.
say set of years?
Years. For 2 or 3 years was Barbara Streisand and Burt Reynolds.
There you go.
But in this film, yeah, he's a guy who's an aging movie star who gets invited to a small film festival, and reluctantly he decides to go, and it's in Tennessee, and he thinks it's a bigger festival than it actually is.
But it's really a hunk of
But
junk.
yeah, and he was misled a little bit by the
very-
people that are running it, a bunch of kids pretty much.
A minusculian.
And it's all about him kind of coming to terms with, more than anything, his mortality and his state in life. And I found this to be a very, very charming movie. I was very
was it
entertained.
poignant?
It was poignant. I was entertained by it. I was moved by it.
Okay.
And I just loved seeing Burt again.
We have to talk about little
Ariel Winters in the film. She basically plays his assistant
she's
throughout
on
the
Modern
film.
Family.
Yeah, she's
she
from
plays
Modern
kind
Family.
of a little white trashy kind of a
Yeah, she does a
young
little bit,
girl,
yeah.
and she's kind
Dating a
of becomes,
biker, you
kind
know.
of becomes his assistant, if you
Well,
will.
she's given to him she's basically appointed to be his assistant by her
his
brother.
chauffeur, by his chauffeur.
Yeah, and her brother is running the festival.
who is running this very tiny little festival.
very like rinky-dink
Correct.
festival inside of a bar.
Let's talk about Burt Reynolds, if we
Yeah,
may.
let's do it. He's
now,
great.
Burt, I've seen Burt on many a show.
Yes.
He's been kind of promoting this whole thing.
Yeah, and it is available to watch right now on Amazon, everybody.
There you go. And Burt looks like he died and no one told him. He's getting up there. And the unfortunate thing about Burt for me is that he went through this. He went through a plastic surgery. Probably within
A lot of
the
these people do that.
I know,
and it ruins them.
It ruins them, and it has now given his face. He's beginning to corrode.
Yeah.
He looks like brick and mortar that has been laid, and now it is all starting to crimp and go bad, and the whole face. He's beginning to look like me a little bit now.
Yeah.
He's got that.
So are you going to get your
got that turkey neck thing.
your
going
turkey neck
on.
taken care of?
And but
Necroplasty,
I
you gonna get one of those?
gotta say that he pulled it together.
I thought
this
so,
should
too.
be a perfect double feature with the film Lucky, starring Harry Dean Stanton.
Yeah, as well as Crazy Heart with
Jeff
Jeff Bridges.
Well,
The
that was-
Hero
yeah, but he
with
was-
Sam Elliott.
Okay.
And of course, The Wrestler with Mickey Rourke. That's a great little
but
box
these
set
are
right
younger
there.
guys. I'm going into the octogenarian world.
Yeah, but
I'm
it's
talking
more than
bed-
it's about somebody who's past their prime.
I'm talking Bedpan
It's all
City,
relevant.
where Harry Dean Stanton and Burt are in the bedpan.
Well, Harry Dean was really ancient in that
it
movie.
all depends, doesn't it?
It does, but I'm bummed.
underlined in red parentheses, but it's so true. But, you know, I thought Burt was really quite good.
I thought so,
His
too.
acting chops, he came together.
Yeah.
He still acted.
I agree.
I thought he was still relevant, and I think he showed himself as being a pretty good, you know, he kind of cried a little bit.
Yeah,
He goes
he
back
had
to
a
see
moment,
his old
yeah.
wife, and she was played by, there was an old show that you don't know about, and it was called The Real McCoys.
Okay.
And now here's Luke, who beams with joy on the family known as The Real McCoys. And her name was, I believe, might have been June Billingsley or Catherine Billingsley, I believe her name was. And she was in The Real McCoys, and she did a movie with Burt, like,
A long time ago.
no, like 50 years ago. A long time ago. One of his first films when he was still doing his Indian shtick. He played Indians in many films.
Yes, he did for a little bit, yeah.
That was her at the very end in the nursing home, played by that very
There was some
woman
good scenes
of
there. I like that.
television.
Yeah.
It was very warm. It was a touching little film. It kind of a little, I don't know if a little tear rolled down my cheek, but it certainly nestled right here within the corner of my eye. Right here. You see that? Look.
I do see it.
You see here?
Yes.
You see where my eye is?
Yeah, I see it.
And you see this eye over here? Not this eye, but this
That
eye
eye.
here.
So you only teared in one eye.
I only teared in the one. I think it was more in the corner, actually.
Are you sure it wasn't an eyelash or another substance that was in your eye causing you to be...
You had to ask me that.
Yes.
Now I don't know. I don't know if I can
Okay.
answer that. But,
That's
you
all
know, a little tear did roll down my face a little bit.
It's a touching film.
I was moved by this.
You know, I can imagine that, you know, a lot of the acting was even not even really acting, was just him reflecting on his life and channeling that.
True.
Because, you know, he's a guy that's not in the greatest of health, I think, and he doesn't look super great.
No, he doesn't look good
But
at all.
I was happy to see him in the film, and I really felt Burt's humanity in this movie, and I
did
really
too.
felt that it was right there on the surface. And I was just very happy to see it. I thought it was a great little film.
There you go.
I really enjoyed it.
And I like the way you did this, too.
Yeah.
Like
A little
we're
Pacino.
doing a little Pacino.
Yeah, a little
later
Pacino.
on. Hey, keep pulling me back in.
Yeah, or when
You
you're
know.
older, pulling up your pants.
Pulling up your pants. You put your belt up
Up
here.
to here, yeah, for the
because
early
you can't
bird
put your
special.
belt low because your pants will fall
Exactly.
down. So you got to put your belt right up here.
Yes.
So that, you know, you're good.
Exactly.
You're good to go.
You're good to go.
I have a very dear friend who's 92 years old.
Yes.
Bill, if you're out there, hello to you. And Bill is now
I've heard a lot about
going
Bill.
on 93, and he wears his belt right up below his
Wow.
nipples. And I always say, well, it's like, you know, he's got like, you know, press-on nipple belt there.
Yeah.
But it is just the nature of the human body as we go into gravitational
happens.
pull. And, you know, I've always thought that astronauts, that people who will live in space, for
Yes,
example,
yes.
they will age at a shorter momentum.
You know, it is. That's true. It's
It is.
interesting.
It is gravity
Yeah.
that actually weights our bodies down and kills us eventually.
isn't that amazing?
It is amazing. So I wonder if we all lived in space, whether we'd actually live longer. But then again, is that really living?
Is that really living?
Is that really living?
Yeah.
You know,
Okay, so your body isn't
peeing
aging as
into
much.
a tube
but
and,
what's your quality of life? You're floating around
and
all
drinking
day.
Tang all the time.
Yeah.
I don't even like Tang.
I've never had Tang.
Oh, really?
Never.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There
It's
is
never been
a-
on my wish list.
I think it's called Sunny Vale Juice or
Well,
Sunny.
no, the Sunny D is different.
Oh, is it?
That's two different products.
Yeah.
Tang is a powder
Tang
that you
is a
put into
powder.
water.
Yeah, right.
Sunny D is already a beverage in
It's
a
already
container.
beverage in a bottle.
Yeah. It's not
All
it's
right.
not orange juice. It's orange drink.
Now wait a minute. Ladies and
What does that
gentlemen,
mean?
that means that we are now ready. We're going to have the premiere. Carrie Ann, I hope you have called all your friends up, all 2 or 3 of them, and called them up and said, it's now time. We're going to be watching the new I Feel Pretty video starring Mr.
Starring your
Picard,
brother.
directed and written by myself. Also, I'd like to thank Jerome Kearns and Rogers and Hammerstein, who also lended the lyrics to this particular song.
I don't know if they lent it to us.
Well, they didn't.
You
lend
appropriated
to us.
it.
I kind of borrowed it, if you know what I mean.
Anyway.
But here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's run the video right now. The premiere of I Feel Pretty.
Let's go to the
starring
videotape.
Mr. Chris Picard.
What brings you here this time?
I'm just daydreaming all day long, Doc. That's all I'm doing. I'm just daydreaming.
Well, everybody daydreams. What are you daydreaming? What are you thinking about?
I know, but for me, I'm not getting anything done. I'm not getting any work done. I'm not seeing anybody. All I'm doing is just dreaming of being in a movie theater all day long,
Well,
all
what
night.
movie are you watching?
Well, I went to see the new Amy Schumer film.
The new Amy Schumer film?
Yeah, and I can't get it out of my mind.
Well,
I'm just there. That's all I want to do is just think about that movie all day, every day, and I just want to be in that place. I don't want to be me. I just want to be in that film all day.
you mean
so pretty. I feel pretty and witty and bright, and I pity any girl who isn't me tonight. I feel charming, oh so charming. It's alarming how charming I feel, and so pretty that I hardly can believe I'm real.
Who's the pretty girl in the mirror there? Who can that attractive girl be? Such a pretty face, such a pretty smile, such a pretty dress, such a pretty me. Da, 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 da.
Oh, Doc, I feel so much better.
Oh, no!
Ladies and gentlemen,
It's still funny.
I'm verklempt.
Yeah.
My entire body has been rocked with joy and the
Yes.
incredible vision.
I will tell you that it was an idea that I was, my gut reaction is like, my first instinct when you told me, I'm just like, and then I had to push myself to do it, and it came out pretty well.
I'd personally like to tell you your first reaction. Your first reaction was, I
No
said, Chris,
way.
I'm going to need you in a dress.
And this is all via text message, by the way.
Again.
All
I'm
via
not doing
text
that
message.
again. No, I will not do that. I will not do that. But then we're talking over dinner, and I'm saying, Chris, here's what you're going to do. We're going to sing I Feel Pretty, blah, blah, blah. Then, when you got back to my house, you said, well, let me see the dress. That's what you said. You said, let me see the dress. And suddenly I showed it to him. It was a vision of orange. And it was
Well,
such
I could
a
see the
delightful-
comedic value of it,
It was
you
such
know?
a floral masterpiece.
And again, I must confess, it is any excuse to bring out that wig again
Exactly.
is always welcome to me.
And of course-
I bought that wig for, I special ordered it for $40
Oh, no.
in 1999.
No.
I've used that wig, I gotta say, at least 30, 40 times. since then.
Incredible.
I always find a reason to bring it
You
out.
were purely channeling James Franco.
In the room.
In the
Tommy
room,
Wiseau.
exactly. Tommy Wiseau. I mean,
yeah, I could see that.
incredible.
Yeah.
But what was the film that James Franco made with Tommy?
The Disaster Artist.
The Disaster
which we
Artist.
reviewed
There
on
you
the
go.
show.
Exactly,
Yeah.
we did.
Well, anyway, so
But
that's our
definite
lead
resemblance.
into our review of I Feel
Brief
Pretty.
round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Our entire
Thank you.
staff
Thank
has
you.
bowed. They are cringing.
You
They
are a demented man, and thank you for bringing that to our show.
I'll tell you something. I think it was just a fantastic performance. You in the mirror there.
That was
oh
the
my
best part.
God.
The mirror was great.
Incredible.
Yeah.
When you do.
And that
you
was the
know,
final take.
See the pretty eyes. See the pretty.
Yeah, yes.
Smile. See the pretty me.
And
the
you did
little
a good
dress.
job doing the singing, which
I did do the
I
singing.
sped up a little bit.
I know it was very difficult.
worked out well.
You know, I know Freddie Mercury is turning over in
I'm
his
sure
grave
he is.
right now. And
But,
this is very true indeed. But
it was fun.
It was fun, and you did a great job.
Thank
And
you very
once
much.
again,
Thank you.
I thought you were really incredible. And
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I mean that sincerely.
No, I know you- I know you
I've
loved
only
it.
told you that 30
30
times,
times,
how
yeah.
great you were.
Thank
in
you.
that. And you pulled it together.
Yeah.
You went for it,
Well,
and you did it.
You got to commit to it, and I just went with it, and I said thank you.
Play it again, says
No,
George
let's not play
Starr.
it again.
No, we're not going to play it again. But you can watch this. This show will be rerun right
And you
after
can watch
this
it
one.
to your
You'll be able
heart's
to watch it again,
content.
George Starr. So
But
there
we
go.
do have to move on with the show
next
because
one.
we're already almost at 8:30
I know,
here.
we got to do
I
Feel
knew that
Pretty.
was going to happen.
It's only 8:23, dude.
Yeah, I said it's almost 8:30 is what I said.
Another 7 minutes, so relax.
So I Feel Pretty is the new Amy Schumer film.
Would you like to sing it? If I sing it, can you,
No,
you want to
singing-
reenact it?
Let's not reenact it.
We could.
We're not going to.
See the pretty face,
You
see
can
the
do
pretty
it.
smile, see the pretty dress, see the pretty me. No, no,
This
no,
man loves
no,
West
no.
Side Story.
You know,
Which
he's
makes me
just so
question
good.
his I don't
Integrity.
know. I don't know.
No, I do love West Side Story.
Yeah.
It's not a great movie, though. It's very dated, but
Yeah.
there we go. Let's get into
I Feel Pretty. So for those of you that don't know what it's about, it's very simple. Amy Schumer is a woman who struggles with her self-image, and then one day she gets knocked out and suddenly has this amazing self-confidence, sees herself as this beautiful person. It's almost like a Shallow Hal in reverse. We've seen this type
It's
of movie.
big.
We've seen this type of thing
It's
many
Flowers
times.
for Algernon.
Yeah.
There is a, you know.
But this
Flowers
is a
for Algernon.
comedy through and through.
Basically, this is true.
With
But
a
it's-
fantastic performance by Amy Schumer.
Amy
I think it's her best
blew
to
my
date.
socks
To
off.
date, I think it's her
I'll
best.
tell you something, and I told you this off camera, you know, which is something we don't often like to do.
I don't
is
like
talk,
to
yeah.
reveal reviews
Very
ahead of
true
time.
Indeed.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you something. The first 10 minutes of this film, I thought, uh-oh, I Feel Pretty, chick flick, bad title. You know, this film did go third this weekend.
Yeah.
It was beat out by Quiet Place, Rampage, Rampage, and then I Feel Pretty was number 3.
Okay.
But you know, I Feel Pretty already got its budget back. It was only 13
Yeah,
mil
it made its money back easily.
Well, not quite. We have to tack on another 5 mil just for advertising.
Yeah, well,
But
they'll make it
still,
back once it comes
amazing
to video and
performance by
everything.
Amy, she
was very good.
me
Yeah.
over.
She does.
She really
She does
did.
win you over.
First 10 minutes or so, I thought, okay, it's going to be the standard shtick. We're going to go back into train wreck area where, you know, no self-esteem, no love for herself, etc.
Yeah.
Something I personally relate to. Although I'm an incredibly talented individual, I have no self-respect for myself, and you know, basically because I'm German English, I hate myself.
Oh, that's
this
terrible.
is true, and I like to get bombed every once in a while too. But regardless of that, I thought Amy just, you know, when she suddenly becomes this overconfident woman, and she's got this bump on the head, and although she still looks like Amy Schumer, you know, she's a plain-looking girl, but her smile, the warmth that pours out of this human being is outrageous.
She's radiant at times,
If you're not in love with Amy Schumer by the end of this film, you're made of cast iron.
Yeah.
Because Amy rocks this film.
She does. It's her movie through and through.
This is almost an Academy Award performance, but she'll never get it because she's
I
not
don't know if I'd go that far.
Oh, I would.
I would say Golden Globe, not Oscar.
When she starts dancing at that,
that was great. Yeah,
that was awesome.
No, it was great. But
she starts
the Academy would never nominate that performance.
Goes to a bikini.
Never.
You know, but I would. I would nominate Amy for that because I thought she was that good. She was up and down like a roller coaster. She was sad. She was happy. She went the full gamut of emotions.
She did.
Literally every 5 minutes of the film.
It was very good.
I mean, you know.
You know who also really impressed me, as always? Michelle Williams was like,
oh my
she
God.
almost played like a robot in this movie, like a real doll, like this really strange, almost a Stepford wife kind of thing.
Gwyneth Paltrow meets Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah, it was funny.
That's what she was.
Very odd performance. I enjoyed it.
I loved her. She
was
must have had a
great.
blast.
I'm sure.
Playing
I've
this
never
film.
seen her do anything like that.
Well, lately, you know, she's maturing so fantastically as an actress. We just saw her in All the Money in the World.
We did. Very good.
Christopher Plummer, new Ridley Scott film, and she was awesome in that.
She's excellent.
She plays
I love
a
her. She's
very
one of my favorite actresses
mature
right now.
woman trying to get her son back who's been
she's
kidnapped
great.
by
She's
the
very
Italians.
good in that film.
She's awesome in that movie, but she blew me away in this.
She was great.
And this was probably a harder performance for her to play, just due to the banality of it, just the simple, bizarre, weirdo. This was almost
she played somebody like so detached from everybody else.
like a Hunger Games.
Yeah, it was really strange.
Like Elizabeth Banks in the Hunger Games with the weird wigs and, you know, and she has this little kind of
She sounded like you when you were singing in that video.
Oh, no, she sounded like me doing I Feel Pretty. You want to do it again for the people?
No, let's not.
I feel pretty, oh, so pretty. But
there's
anyway,
a lot, and the supporting cast is great. We had Lauren Hutton. I haven't seen Lauren Hutton in a long time.
Lauren Hutton
She plays
fantastic.
Michelle Williams' grandmother, who's the head of this like big cosmetic company.
No, she was wonderful.
The guy that plays the love interest was very good. Rory Scovel.
There you go.
I liked him a lot.
I liked him too.
Yeah, and her friends in the film played by Busy Phillips.
Had almost a Zach
Galifianakis definitely a little bit of that.
Yeah, a little cool
with the beard.
Very much so.
And her friends were Busy Phillips and Adie Bryant from SNL.
Adie Bryant from SNL
She was
wonderful.
very good.
Busy Phillips has her own. There's a
She's
show
been around
she
a long
does
time.
on like TBS or something. She's on some series.
First time I saw her was on Freaks and Geeks with James Franco and Seth
There you
Rogen
go.
many years ago. She's best friends with Michelle Williams in real life.
Beautiful woman, and
she's great. She's very good.
She really uglied her down for this role. I thought it was wonderful.
It's a great. It's a fun movie.
In this
It's a very fun movie. I enjoyed it thoroughly.
I hope you can all go out and see
2
it.
yeses. I recommend it. He recommends it.
I've been here from the start. The
Cougar Town.
Ladies
That's right.
and gentlemen, the O Nerd is here.
I knew the O Nerd was stalking our show.
Now wait, is he the one nerd or the O Nerd?
The O Nerd.
I don't know. Is it the _O Nerd? But here he is, and he or she says, I just wanted to let you guys know.
I've been here from the start.
Before the end of the show, I've
Well,
been here
thank you
from the
that.
start.
Thank you for that.
Oh, Nerd, thank you. You know,
I was hoping you'd show up.
We're not complete without you. Without you in our lives, we are nothing. We are a pittance. We are we are
complete
pygmies
us.
of life. But when you show up, suddenly we're giants.
Yes.
Suddenly we're gods. We're gods among the Cougar Town nasties who come out to lynch us. But anyway.
we really enjoyed I Feel Pretty.
We did.
We're going to move on
Do you want to move on to the next one?
Den of Thieves. I'd like to move on to Den of
that, if
Thieves.
we shall.
Den of Thieves is a It's a crime drama. It takes place in Los Angeles. It's about a tight crew of hardcore bank robbers that want to basically rob the Los Angeles branch of the Federal Reserve.
Yeah.
And then the other group of characters are the police force led by Gerard Butler that are on their trail. So it's kind of like, you know, it's not as...
It's good cop, bad cop.
Pretty
who's
much.
the good guys? Who's the bad guys?
Yeah, I mean, obviously this film is going to be compared to Heat because of the way the story is structured. It's not Heat. It's not... Nothing Can Be Heat with De Niro and Pacino from 1995, Michael Mann's film, which I actually will be bringing up later.
Will you?
But this was still a pretty cool... Quiet. I don't appreciate your hatred of Heat.
Okay.
But honestly, I thought this was a very cool little film. I don't know why I say little, but it's a 2.5 hour film almost.
Well, I'll tell you this.
I enjoyed this film.
I saw the unrated version, which is like 2 hours and 38 minutes.
Well, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, okay.
I'll talk about
and this also was
misery.
on Amazon right now, by the way. But I thought it was a pretty cool little crime film.
A
little long. I must say it's a little long.
I got to go bland
but
as
I
hell.
enjoyed it.
This film for me was bland as hell.
Really?
It really was. I thought...
I enjoyed it.
I thought Gerard Butler pretty much... He
played Gerard Butler.
He had this funky thing in like his cheek, like he stuffed tissue.
You know, like Marlon Brando stuffed tissue.
Yeah, but he had a very thick beard in this film,
stuffed
too.
tissues in his cheeks when he did The Godfather.
Yeah.
But in this movie, Gerard had like one big cheek.
That was like puffy more than the other. You know, he's having problems with his wife and his kids.
But that
and
goes
all that.
with
That was
every
kind of
cop
like
movie.
A sub thing.
That's a
that wasn't
cliche
even
that we see in every
necessary.
cop movie.
I know, it's so silly. But, you know, this movie for me, it was too long. It wasn't action enough. There was too much blandness just going on.
There was a couple of really good action sequences.
There were some great scenes.
That ending shootout was great.
I liked it. Yeah, but the opening shootout
was pretty cool,
kind of
too.
set the tone. But, but it was just guys shooting at guys. I didn't even care what was going on, to be honest. This was kind of the movie where I think I had my phone out and I was doing a little solitaire from time to time because it just didn't keep me. It didn't keep me glued to the screen.
Yeah, I was pretty engrossed in this film.
Denise, Golden Queen Goddess,
is having a cup of tea.
She's having a cup of tea
or coffee,
or perhaps a cup of coffee, or maybe.
Thank you for joining our conversation.
She's drinking some kind of cesspoolian sludge there. One never knows. But
I thought this film was well acted. I thought it
was well made.
Yeah, I mean, I thought Pablo Schreiber as the main villain was pretty good. I've seen him play this type of role before.
Not evil enough.
He wasn't evil. He was just a guy who he's out for his money. He's a bank robber. He's an ex-Marine.
Give me a 2.5 hour film.
This is what he's doing.
I want a good guy. I want a villain. I want a bad guy. I want somebody who's really a mean son of a rectal orifice.
I understand.
I want that asshole.
We didn't have that kind of evil in this film, no.
And you know, and it misses. And therefore, the whole conflict element of a movie is based on conflict.
I know.
When there's not enough conflict, there's not enough.
Well, I thought the conflict was okay. We had O'Shea Jackson caught in the middle of both the cops and the crooks. He was.
Wasn't enough for me.
He was the guy that was kind of in the middle.
He was kind of the random, not even a hostage, but he was like the double agent playing both sides. But I didn't give a damn. There just wasn't enough. Give me hate, give me passion.
So you didn't even enjoy like the heist element at the end when they're breaking in?
I thought the heist thing was, I thought it was okay, but we've seen much better heist films. We
We
just
have,
watched
but I still
Hurricane
enjoyed
Heist
this.
last week. I enjoyed that much more than this.
I think I liked this a little better.
Did you?
I thought this was a better film and all.
Well, it was a
As
better
a film,
made
it was a better film.
More
I enjoyed it.
entertaining. I enjoyed the Hurricane Heist.
Well, Hurricane Heist, again, we said last week, Hurricane Heist is, you know exactly what it's going to be. It wasn't trying to be anything else. And for that, it was a pleasure.
And this
a guilty
film
pleasure.
was trying to be something
else. It was,
and
yeah.
I don't think
it was trying to be an epic. It wasn't an epic, but I enjoyed it for the elements that it presented.
I personally, like most films that are too long,
yes.
Like most films that are too long, I personally could have cut a solid 40 minutes from this film.
Mm-hmm.
No question about it. This shouldn't have been anything more than an hour and 50-minute film.
It could have tripped. Like I said in the opening, it was a little long.
There's so much BS and so much, oh, he's talking to him now, he's talking to him, oh, well, he's going to go over there now, he's going to go over there. Oh, who gives a rat's ass? Give me the crux of the film. There's too much other stuff out there to watch.
Mm-hmm.
You know, listen, my time is money, dude. You know, what are you staring at my hair for?
I'm staring at you.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm sitting
You're
here.
self-conscious about your hair.
Well, you're always staring at it.
I can't help it. It crests like the mane of a Serengeti
Do you know
lion.
why I wear these sunglasses?
Because the light's too bright.
Because the reflection off your forehead is blinding.
Yeah,
dude.
and I've told you that myself. That's
I can
not
show
a new
home movies
situation.
on that forehead.
Hey, I'd like to charge admission.
I'd like to have you.
Wait till I'm completely bald.
We can make loads of money off
Yeah,
you.
we can.
And that head of nothingness.
So we have a split vote here on Den of Thieves, huh?
I like the film. No,
I give it a yes.
I'd
You give it a
recommend
mild
it,
maybe.
But it just didn't do anything for me.
Okay.
It was well made.
I actually thought Gerard Butler was really good in this. I liked him in this film.
No, he was good.
The gritty, hard-boiled cop.
He wasn't tortured enough for me. I want torture. I really want my.
Well, that's why they had this guy having the marriage issues. That was pretty torturing.
No,
that scene after he sees his daughter and he's crying in the car. That's a nice scene.
Bullshit. And how about that stupid scene in the supermarket? What a waste of time that was.
I don't even remember a supermarket scene.
Oh, come on. Oh, well, maybe that was in the unrated
Yeah,
version.
that's why I didn't see that.
There's a scene where he walks into the supermarket and there's his wife and the kids,
I didn't see
and
that
she
scene.
just walks away. Okay. This movie, it went nowhere for 2 hours and a half that I spent on it. You spent 2 hours and 20 minutes on this film. You got to give me something to hold on to. You know, I want,
That's what your inflatable sheep is for.
I want that giant ass. I want to hold on to something when I'm watching something like this.
So we're going to move on.
We're going to move on now.
To Kodachrome, which is a new film that just premiered recently on Netflix.
Indeed.
It stars Ed Harris, Jason Sudeikis, and Elizabeth Olsen, as well as Dennis Haysbert. This was a family drama. We've seen this type of movie many, many times before. Asshole father, estranged son, 10 years later.
The brilliant Ed Harris.
Yeah, well, honestly, I mean, he was the reason I watched it.
Me
I
too.
like the other actors, but I love Ed Harris. I've liked him for a long time as a performer.
Olsen, very cute.
She's excellent too. She's a good actress.
Wonderful
I like
actress.
Jason
I like her very
Sudeikis.
much.
I was interested in seeing him do some drama.
No, he did do a drama once before. He did that great movie with Rebecca Hall. It was called The Town.
Oh, yeah. I remember you told me that. Yeah, you saw that one.
And her husband is a famous rock star. He died.
Yes.
And Jason was in that, and he played a very serious role.
But this was, I'd say, a step up in that at least a more high-profile drama. Let's put it that way.
This is his film.
It's his film. He's the lead.
He's in every scene, pretty much.
And he basically he goes on a road trip with his dad and Elizabeth Olsen, who plays his father's nurse because he's dying. He wants to go to Kansas to a photo lab that is the last place in the world that is processing a type of film, Kodachrome film.
Rolled actual film.
And he found some film at Harris that he wants to develop before it closes. And so it's also an excuse to rekindle his relationship with his son, which he pretty much soured years ago.
Come back, one nerd.
Yeah.
Come back, one nerd.
So
I
really enjoyed this movie. I thought it was well acted from beginning to end.
I did too.
It was well paced. I was never bored. Has a great soundtrack that keeps you interested.
But it was missing one vital song.
What song?
How about Kodachrome by Paul Simon?
Maybe they couldn't get the rights.
Kodachrome, give me those.
Or maybe they thought it was too obvious. It might have been too obvious. You never know why a movie isn't including a certain element. Yeah, but maybe they didn't want to use it.
Give me Kodachrome.
Maybe Paul Simon said no.
I don't care.
He might have said no.
I don't care.
They can't use it if he says no.
I don't care.
Whatever.
They should have used it anyway.
They can't. Then they'll get sued.
I Feel Pretty. They can use Kodachrome.
Yeah, we can't. Yeah, but if that comes back, comes back to bite us, you're paying the tab.
No, you're paying it,
You
buddy.
forced me to use it.
You're the one who sang it. I'm not on camera.
Yeah, but you forced me to use the track.
I forced you?
Yeah, you did.
How?
It's key. You got to do it, man. It's
Holding that
it's
gun
key.
on you was torturous.
It was.
To have you sing
Regardless, Kodachrome is a really good film. I really recommend it.
It's a personal film.
Well acted.
It's a small film. It basically, and we've seen this a zillion times.
Yeah, but
Dad hates all the kids and blah blah blah.
Son is pissed at
Dad
father.
Never loved me. Oh, something's pulling on me here now. It's one of our new contraptions, ladies and gentlemen, to give us that Secret Service feel, so that we feel like we're in some kind of a government espionage treatise.
Or to feel like a talk show everywhere else.
Well, I don't know. I don't see Wendy Williams sitting there with an earpiece
because
on.
You don't see it. It's there. Every single talk show host has an earpiece in.
Oh, right.
That's how it works.
Really?
Yes.
I don't see Jimmy Kimmel.
He's
I don't
got
see
one.
Stephen Colbert.
They all have it because you're not looking at that ear. I guarantee they all have one. Every single one of them.
So.
You're complaining about something that is totally infantile.
It's not important.
It's part of the deal.
Let's get to the root of Kodachrome very quickly, if we may.
Fantastic
it's
movie. I really enjoyed it.
It's basically about a father who doesn't love his son, so they go on a road trip together.
That's not true. He doesn't love his son. He probably loved his own life more than he loved his son.
He was a very famous photographer, so he was never home to be with his wife.
He loved his photographs more.
Right. It was just like any superstar.
Yeah.
Like, well, no, I don't want to go there, but...
You try to say your mother was a superstar?
No, I was going to say... I was going to say something else.
Okay.
It's not important. I was just going to say, though, for any star. Look at Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah.
Of course, he brings Patty on the road with him.
He does.
But, most rock stars, whoever,
They can't bring their
they're
family,
going
yeah.
around. They have to leave the family at
Yeah.
home. So they don't get to grow up with the folks. So
It's hard.
But this was very well done. Jason Sudeikis, of course, loves his dad.
Yeah,
always
yeah.
wanted approval by Dad. Dad never gave it to him.
Yeah.
So we go on this wonderful road trip. Ed Harris still plays. He's kind of an
Curmudgeon.
ornery son of a bitch kind of a guy. But at the same time, we know where this is going.
Yeah.
It goes
It's
back
definitely
into-
predictable, but it's a
there's
nice film.
lovingness that
There are some
absorbs-
really touching scenes in this movie that were
Absolutely.
great.
Yeah.
Well acted.
I did
really
enjoy it.
enjoyed this movie.
And it is on Netflix right now.
Netflix,
you don't
original.
have to
Check
go
it
too
out.
far away, all you folks. Porg Star, Denise Golden Queen Goddess, sipping that.
And Nerd, check it out.
Drinking your curds and whey that she is, because she does look like a little icon right out of the, itsy bitsy spider. Who was that sitting on the tuffet? Little Miss Muffet.
Sitting on,
Got a
yeah.
little Miss Muffet thing going on. Of course, you folks can't see that. But a Golden Queen Goddess there. But, all right,
But yeah,
regardless,
so move on.
We liked,
we both,
we
two
liked it
big
very
yeses,
much.
big recommendations
Absolutely
here.
true.
We're gonna do HBO's film Paterno. It premiered last week and the weekend before.
It was more
on
like 3
HBO.
weeks ago.
No, it was the week before. 2 weeks ago. It was the week before we missed the show.
It really does matter when it premiered. Could you please get that
It
straight?
doesn't matter. No, but I like
please
to know
get it
when these
straight.
things premiere.
Yeah, go for it, dude.
So Paterno is Al Pacino's latest HBO
I want
film.
to fist punch you with my face.
Please do.
I want to do a fist punch. Go ahead, fist punch me.
Ready?
Boom. Boom.
All right, so Pacino plays in this film another real person, another biopic.
Another biopic.
Another one directed by Barry Levinson.
You don't know Jack.
He did that one too,
Jack
correct,
Kevorkian.
which I loved.
Yeah.
And incidentally, I'll be mentioning that later too.
I know you will. He says out of the side of his mouth.
So yeah, Paterno, he plays Paterno, the famous coach from Penn State.
He was the coach who was
for a
involved.
long time.
Well, there was the.
There was another coach named Jerry Sandusky, who was accused in 2011 of obviously molesting some
and being a
children for many
pedophile
years.
For many years.
Because they had
Young
this
boys.
this program where they had young troubled youth go to like a summer camp at the college,
Right.
and he was the guy that ran it.
Yeah.
And so he used that to kind of abuse these children in different ways. And so the whole story breaks a young reporter played by Riley Keough. I never know how to say her name. The
Okay.
one that's Priscilla Presley's
Daughter.
Mm-hmm.
She was wonderful, by the way.
No, Priscilla Presley's daughter, correct.
Yes, absolutely.
For a second in my brain,
Elvis's granddaughter,
Elvis's
by the
granddaughter,
way.
yes. And so she breaks the story in a
Yeah.
local paper, and it gets national coverage.
Yeah.
And so the whole crux of the film is about, well, did Joe Paterno, this god amongst people at Penn State, did he know about it?
Was he a non-innocent bystander?
Did he look the other way?
Exactly.
Like the other officials at the college did.
This
Yeah.
horrible thing. It's like the old joke.
Yeah.
How do you separate Jerry Sandusky from the kids?
Yeah,
with
exactly.
a crowbar.
Yeah.
With a crowbar.
Ba-dum-bum.
But
So that's the crux of the story, and it's all
Yeah.
about Paterno and how he's like, well, I shouldn't have to say anything. I did what I was. He's like, I did what I was supposed to do. I told the higher ups I shouldn't have to go make a statement, and it's all about that struggle of will he or
Ladies and
won't he.
gentlemen, we interrupt for breaking news. The old nerd has said, I don't have Netflix, but I'll check it out somehow, underline in red parentheses. I have to go to my DVD seller. He has pirated movies.
Okay.
Now listen, the young
Best
nerd.
of luck to you finding these films.
We don't commend that. We don't think highly of that kind of thing. But listen, you do what you got to do.
But we'll look the other way.
Dude, we'll look the other way. Just like Al Pacino did in Paterno.
Yes.
He looked the other way.
Allegedly, we don't know
no,
for sure.
No, we kind of did. We kind of get that, no spoiler here.
It's not a
but
spoiler.
We kind of get that there was a looking the other way.
Well, the movie does take a stance on the situation. But regardless, this film, again, this falls into the category that happens fairly often. It's a performance film. You're watching it to see Al Pacino giving another performance of another, famous figure. And I thought, again, he does another great job.
He does.
I felt that I was more drawn to his performance in You Don't Know Jack when he played Jack Kevorkian. I think there was a little more to work with there in the role.
This is
But
such
he
a
does a
bland
great-
role. Why use an actor like Al Pacino to play a non-acting role? He's so.
There was acting there.
No, very
it's subtle
little.
acting. It's like when Jack Nicholson did About Schmidt. It's all about
there
the
you go.
subtle, less is more
Yeah, but
approach.
why? I don't understand it. I don't understand
Because
why you use an
HBO
actor.
wants to throw money at him, and
I guess
he
they
wants to
did,
do it.
and it was probably basically a no kind of a performance necessary. It's a one-note performance. This whole
It
film.
is, but I thought it was
He's
still pretty good.
lucky,
I enjoyed Al. I'll always enjoy
whatever
Al.
happens, whatever goes. That's Al Pacino's performance in a nutshell. Literally.
I don't think it's that simplistic.
testicle
You're
shell, if
boiling
you
it
would.
down to a lot
you
less
put it
than it
in a
actually
testicle,
was.
it's like
You
a
know, there's a
nutshell.
lot of work that goes into crafting a
Have
performance.
you ever put a nut in a testicle shell?
I have not. Have you?
That would be like in a nutshell.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
So anyway, I recommend Paterno. It was a fun film. I can't even say it was a fun film.
It's not
It
a
wasn't
fun
a fun
film.
film.
What are you,
I
sick?
scratched that. Have
You
that
are a
stricken from the
demented
record.
young guy,
no,
man.
it's not a fun film,
Police,
but it's a significant
take this
film.
guy away. He
no.
thinks that's a fun movie.
No, it's a significant
Molesting
film.
Kids? That's
no,
fun for you.
No, but I mean, I enjoy watching
like
Pacino
that?
work.
You
I like
like that?
watching his work.
You
No.
hear what I said?
I don't like that.
You hear what I said?
Shut up.
You hear what I said?
Shut up. Keep saying it. Shut up. No, but I love Barry Levinson. I love Al Pacino. So
I
for
love
me,
Al.
that was the
I love
draw.
Barry.
I thought Kathy Baker was good as his wife.
Kathy
she did a
was
great
good.
job.
Yeah, I do like Kathy.
But you know what? Watch it once, you'll never watch it again.
No, you don't even watch it once. Let's just read the IMDb synopsis.
Yeah, but if you're a Pacino
done.
fan, you're going to want to
You
see
don't
his
need
work.
to see this. You know, this is a non-Pacino movie. It never should have been done by Al Pacino.
Who
This should have
would
been-
you have cast?
I would have cast
Danny DeVito.
No.
Who would you have cast?
Who would I have cast in this?
Let's not
film?
waste time contemplating your casting
somebody
choices.
more on a blander level.
Really?
I really would have. You couldn't use somebody like it would just have to be somebody that. I mean, we have a great actor in Al Pacino.
Yeah.
He's great.
He's one of
He's
the actually
best.
my favorite actor.
Is he?
He's my favorite.
All right, very good.
A long time ago, back in the day, I thought my favorite was De Niro, but then I realized no,
but
it's
De
really
Niro,
well.
He's been
it
walking through
faded.
films for years.
Well, I'm talking about when I was like 18, and then I realized along the way that Pacino's my favorite.
I have a little asterisk to
Please do.
commendicate, and that asterisk is about Mr. Nicolas Cage, ladies and gentlemen.
I love Nicolas Cage.
We just heard that Nicolas Cage,
Allegedly,
in fact,
will be retiring in 4 years.
is not going to be making films anymore.
As an actor.
Correct.
Yes.
And I did point out on Facebook,
Yes.
I said, he hasn't acted in the last 20 films he's been in.
That's not true, though.
No, it is.
He did a good job in
He
some
walks
movies.
through them. And you know why? Because like Wesley Snipes, he got nailed by the old IRS.
I know. Well, that's why he
They
makes a
came
lot of
after
these
him.
crappy ones.
They're trying to pin him down like a butterfly.
But I thought he did a good job
Next thing
in
you know,
Joe. He did a good job in
Joe was
Bad
kind of
Lieutenant,
a-
Port of Call, New Orleans.
well, that was a good movie.
He
And I
did-
liked Bangkok Dangerous.
I didn't care for that
Oh, really?
one.
Oh,
No.
I did.
I thought he was great in the film he directed, Sonny, where he played this character named Acid Yellow with James Franco. But we're
Thank you
digressing.
for the word.
Given that we just did this Paterno film, we are going to do a little bit here on the career of Al Pacino and just cover two of our favorites from each of us. Yes, Face Off. I like Face Off. Pork Sugar as well.
Sorry, I'm playing Sonny there for you.
You're going to discuss briefly one of your favorite films, The Godfather.
Oh, The Godfather.
Which obviously is a
What
classic.
is there to say? I want you to use all your powers. I don't want his mother to see him like this.
You know, I love this movie. You know, I want you to make sure that gun is in the bathroom. I don't
Yeah.
want my brother walking out of there.
Probably the
with just
most memorable scene in the
with
film.
His dick in his
Yeah.
hand.
That's when that Michael Corleone, he takes a turn that he'll never recover from. That was the defining moment of that character going in another
Very true.
direction.
And of course, as we all
Significant.
know, Mr. Francis Ford Coppola
Yes.
fought for Al to be in that film.
I know, they didn't
the
want him.
studio didn't
I know.
want him.
But
Everybody
before
said,
that,
no,
he was-
we're
he
not going
was-
to make that movie
he was a
with
nobody. He only
Al
had a couple films.
Pacino.
Yeah.
And then and Franny said, no, you want to drink some wine?
It's
I
gotta-
got good wine from Napa Valley.
That's
for
what
you."
he did, give him a case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said, well, he didn't actually have it back
No,
then.
I know he didn't.
That was the old days.
I ate at his restaurant recently.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you get sick?
No, it was delicious.
Because you don't look good.
I look great.
You look a little puke.
No, when I was in San Francisco, I ate at his restaurant.
did you?
Nibam Coppola. It was great.
What's it called?
I think it was called Nibam Coppola, something
So you
like
just
that.
say it fast so I wouldn't notice what the actual title
Well,
was.
because I don't remember if it was called Nibam. It used to be called Nibam Coppola. Now
You
it might be
saying
called
Nibam?
Nibam.
Isn't that a gay?
I think it was called
isn't
Nibam
that a gay
Coppola back in
film?
the day.
I think that's a gay film.
I forget what it's called
That
now.
was in your
but
gay
I had
career.
a nice lunch there. It was good.
Okay, cool.
And you know, in that building, he owns the building. He does all his editing there still.
Really?
In San Francisco.
Still?
Still.
Wow.
Yeah.
Still?
Yeah. Still.
Still?
Still.
Still?
Still.
Still?
Still.
Still?
Still.
Okay.
Are you done talking about The Godfather?
I think so. What's there to say about The Godfather? It's one of the greatest movies ever made.
I would
It truly
agree,
is.
yeah,
And you just told me they're going to be basing a new series, of course, on The Godfather.
Well, no. What I
the
said
personal
was
family type.
Well, no. What I said was James Cameron said the new Avatar
Oh.
films, the themes that run throughout are very similar to The Godfather.
Exactly.
Is what he said.
Yeah.
So
I never wanted this for you.
you never wanted this for
I
him.
never wanted this for you.
You never wanted it for
I
him.
didn't.
Yeah.
I thought Sonny, yes, but Michael, not you.
Yeah.
I didn't think you were.
Do you think he was like that because he was eating too much sour food and he's like, oh?
I don't. You mean maybe because he's putting orange peels in his mouth
All day long.
You know, he had to walk around the whole film,
know.
Marlon, with those big.
Well, you know, he
cheeks.
was a liability too. The studio didn't want him at first
I know
either
they didn't.
because he was in his crazy mode all
was
the
in
time.
his crazy mode.
Not wearing pants and all this nonsense.
Really?
Well, you know, he didn't wear pants in his last few
Okay.
films.
Yeah.
When he did the score with De Niro, directed by Frank Oz,
Yeah.
also starring Edward Norton in
Yeah.
2001,
Okay.
he refused, to wear pants on set, and he would just wear his boxer shorts. And like a real prick, he refused to be directed by Frank Oz. He would call him Kermit
I
the
remember
Frog.
that, yeah.
And he insisted on De Niro being the middleman for all the direction. Can
Really?
you imagine being that difficult?
Oh, wow.
Anyway.
That's a drag.
So
we gotta
my-
hurry up, dude. We're running
Yeah,
low
well,
on
my
time here.
first choice
and we
of-
still have to show our incredible video of the making of the I Feel Pretty video.
Well, that's going to be at the end.
That's going to be at the
Well,
end.
if we go over a couple minutes, that's not a big deal.
It's not a big deal.
That's what they said.
That's what they said.
Yeah.
Did they say
we
that
used
to
to
you?
go over all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want him coming out of the bathroom with just
They'll
his,
be fine.
in his hand.
So anyway, so my first choice of one of my favorite Pacino films.
Okay.
This is my favorite, period, Pacino film, period. Heat.
Oh, please.
I love it.
Oh, God.
Robert De Niro and him. It's a classic crime thriller. Michael Mann's masterpiece, 1995 film that is just one of my all-time favorite films. The reasons you hate this movie, I'll never understand. It's a brilliant film with more noteworthy actors in it than you'll ever imagine. The cast, I could probably spend 2 minutes just naming the people in this film. It's amazing. It is a true crime saga. Nobody photographs Los Angeles like Michael Mann. It's brilliant from beginning to end. It's got action. It has humanity. It has
3 hours
poignancy. It's 2
boring.
hours and 50 minutes of sheer brilliance.
It feels like 7 hours.
You're wrong. I love
of
this film.
absolute
It is
celluloid
an amazing
sludge.
film that every crime film tips its hat to ever since.
No.
Den of Thieves wanted to be this movie really
No.
bad.
I tip my zipper
And
to this
the
film. And you
reason
know
that
what
I love
zipper
this
I'm
film so
talking
much
about.
for Pacino, he just has so much fun with what could have been just a very bland cop role. He brings so much energy to this character.
So much energy.
It was so fun to watch. And
Almost
him
as
and
much
De
as he brought to
Niro.
Paterno.
Yeah, no, much better. Well, you can't compare the two performances. Him and De
you can.
Niro have some scenes together for the first time,
Ever.
and it's great.
It's great.
And two greats on camera
Two
together for the
greats
first time.
Being boring together.
I just love this film, and it has the bank robbery
Oh,
at the
it's
end.
such a
It is
shame.
the action scenes, the
Yeah.
end all action scenes. That there was even a real bank robbery in LA a few years later that literally copied this from beginning to end.
You see that cup of coffee
So
that
great.
the Golden Queen goddesses? I wish I had that cup of coffee.
I
so
highly
that you
recommend
could wake up
Heat.
and smell the coffee.
Shut up.
Because you know what? Heat is a boring film.
You.
Listen, I do
To
love Michael
you.
Mann, though. I'm a Michael
To
Mann
you.
fan. I'm a
I am too,
I'm a
ever since
Michael
this
Mann
film.
fan.
Love
I
the
really
guy.
am a Michael Mann.
No.
But
Honestly, I will tell you this:
movie.
you are in the minority of people that
Oh, I
don't
don't
like
think
this
so, my
film.
friend.
No, I disagree 100%.
no.
A
People
lot
that,
of people love this
no,
film.
the
You're in the minority.
prepubescent,
No. A
some
lot of
people
people love
like
this
yourself.
film.
I
A
think they
lot
had
of
a
people
great
love
deal
this
of
movie.
love.
You're wrong.
Let's move
You have
on
never
now.
been more wrong than you are about this movie.
What's my movie?
Your
Oh,
next
yeah.
choice was another Barry Levinson film.
I do love The Humbling.
2014, The Humbling.
The Humbling with
That's your second Pacino
with,
pick.
Greta Garbo.
Greta Gerwig.
Greta Gerwig is in this film.
Also
Not
starring
Greta Garbo.
Dana Charles Grodin, and Kira
There
Sedgwick.
you go. I do love her, but this was a great movie. This was about an actor who
Pacino plays an actor
he really
in this
plays
film,
An actor
yeah.
in this. He's going to do Macbeth on Broadway,
Yeah.
and he's trying to get it all together. I really
And he
love
feels
this
like he's
film.
lost his mojo.
A lot of people don't like this movie. I
like this
I know
film.
people who don't like it, but I love little Greta. I really do.
She's really a scene
She just
stealer.
directed our illustrious
Lady Bird.
yeah, but I'm trying to think of her name. Saoirse
Ronan.
Saoirse Ronan.
Yes.
She directs in the Wondrous Lady
Correct.
Bird, based on Lady Bird Johnson, who was Lyndon Johnson's wife. No, that's a joke.
That's not
That's
based
not
on
true.
that.
But anyway, The Humbling is a good one. Let's get on here. You want to talk about You Don't Know Jack?
Yeah, well, again, I mentioned before, You Don't Know Jack is my other choice for Pacino because we were kind of trying to do
The Jack
old
Kevorkian
Pacino, new Pacino. So yeah, You Don't Know Jack was a 2010 film
Old
about
Pacino, new Pacino.
Old Pacino, new Pacino. Yeah,
Old
another
Pacino,
Barry
new
Levinson
Pacino.
film. They worked together again, and he played Jack Kevorkian, and I felt that
He
this
did
was
indeed.
one of his best performances.
You know, when you first said You Don't Know
Fantastic.
Jack, there's another movie called You Don't Know Jack.
Yeah, but that's about
documentary.
It's about the Washington fixer.
No,
he was
no,
a big
no.
lobbyist,
Oh, no,
if
no,
I'm not
you're
mistaken.
insane, sir.
That's not who that was
No,
about.
no, You Don't Know Jack is a film that was produced by David Lynch Productions, and it's about John, who his name was Jack,
Yes.
the man who starred in Eraserhead. His name was Jack Nance.
Oh, I know who you're
John
talking about.
Nance.
Yeah.
But it was always You Don't Know Jack. So there was
Yeah.
an illustrious DVD out there about the making of it's not the making, it is the film of You Don't Know Jack. And there's multiple interviews.
I could have sworn though there was a documentary called You Don't Know Jack about this
Well,
guy
you
who was
check it out,
I'm looking it up
you
now.
Look it up. Use your little phone there.
That's
your
what I'm
little
doing.
smartphone.
You know what though? I think I have the name wrong.
I think
you
you
don't
do.
know. That's
Yeah.
weird.
That's
I'll look it
okay.
up later. I don't want to waste time.
Nobody cares. It's all right.
Well, I like being right about things.
Yeah, but you.
So do you though. You both like. You like being right
you
also.
still said 3, not 2.
What do you mean 3 sets 2?
That was one of your great.
Oh no, that was
your
a
great
3. No,
flubs.
that was 3 100%.
No, you thought it was 3.
No,
but
you thought
said
it was 2. No, I said 3.
No, you said 2.
I said 2.
You said 2.
No, you thought I said 2.
No, I knew you said 2.
No, I said 3.
You said 3,
Wrong.
but it
No.
was 2.
No.
This is something else, please.
We'll get to this another day.
is
But
a
this is the
little-
disagreement where
this
he's
is
extremely
something else.
wrong.
No, I'm not.
I played the tape, and you refused to
You
listen
played
to
the
it
tape.
properly.
Yeah, I heard it too. In the office
No.
of the FBI.
Yeah, but I have a ton of people that back me up and
Oh,
said
yeah,
I said
they backed
3.
you up. Yeah, but half the other people said you said 2.
Your side, you're 3 senior citizens like you that don't have good hearing.
Stop it now.
Anyway, we're gonna
Let's
move on.
move on.
We're going to do a real quick flashback here
Senior
to a film that you have mentioned many times
Many
as
times indeed.
one of the early films you saw as
And
a
your
kid.
sister, Carrie Ann, has already said obscure.
Yes. The Life of Emile Zola is a film I never heard of, but you mentioned it to me many years ago.
Stars the incredible Mr. Paul Muni.
Paul
ladies
Muni.
and
It's a
gentlemen.
film that you saw as a kid, and it was one of your first introductions to serious cinema.
serious cinema.
Yeah.
I watched
It won
this.
Best Picture what year? 1937. Yeah.
Stars the illustrious and most incredible
Yes,
Mr.
Paul
Paul
Muni.
Muni.
Yeah.
Paul Muni, of course, gave us some of the classics. He
Yes.
was, his most famous film, believe it or not, was a movie called I Am a Fugitive from a Chain Gang, which Cool Hand Luke was later based on. Okay. But the incredible thing about this, and it actually had a governing aspect to all moral sides of films that were made back in the early 30s.
Yeah.
In the early 30s, they always had kind of a moral obligation.
Is that what happens when you're teaching us something? You take off your sunglasses?
Yes, I have to take off my glasses now because I need shock collars. Who says that? You need shock collars. It's funny, actually. We should have shock collars.
Yes.
You specifically.
I've told you we should have shot collar for
All right,
me,
let
for
me
you.
just talk about this briefly. I think we have
Thank
someone
you for
here
that,
waiting
Zero
to see
Images.
his incredible interviewing skills here. He's still here, so we're going to have to show our making
Well, no, that's
of
not
video.
till the end of the
but-
show.
I know, but the end of the show is coming up shortly.
Yeah,
here.
but we can still
Let me
finish
just
this
mention
review.
this little thing about Mr. Paul Muni. At the very end of I Am a Fugitive from a Chain Gang, and of which he escapes chain gangs and goes through life, and he's just a bad guy. He's a thief. He's an incredible work of manifested dementia. He has always had to fight and struggle for every dime he ever gets. So at the very end of the film, somebody says to him, as he's running from the law for the 14th time, they said, well, how will you survive? How will you get along? How will you survive? And Paul Muni turns to the camera and he goes, I steal. Like that. And that was the end of the film.
Nice. Thanks for
and
ruining
this
it
was
for me.
back in I Am a Fugitive was like 1932, 33.
Wow.
This was just when talkies came around.
So
when,
early talkie.
Yeah, precisely.
Wow.
You were just, you were running down Dad's leg.
You
were just a
you weren't even
small-
a concept
You
at
were
that
just
point.
a small, insecure little
Was it?
kind of a speck.
I don't even think my dad was a speck at that point.
I think your dad was just a little sperm quotient on
But
his
to move
dad's
on to
leg.
the show, I actually really enjoyed The Life of Emile Zola.
It's a great movie.
It's great. It's just about a famous French writer who was an
Dreyfus
upstart, who fought for justice, wrote many
innocent.
books and articles
Yeah.
criticizing the government, which was mostly run at that point by the military.
Correct.
And they made a lot of egregious mistakes and imprisoned the guy. And it was called the Dreyfus Affair because this guy that was part of the
Absolutely.
military was framed and falsely imprisoned. His name was Dreyfus. And it was a big affair in the late 1800s in France.
And Paul Muni says at the very end,
Yeah.
Dreyfus is innocent.
Yeah, it was great.
It was
this
really
was
a
a great
great
film,
performance.
and I found myself rooting for him, and I was so pissed at the audacity of this
The audacity.
military.
I know.
Just so arrogant, and how dare you criticize the military? Oh, it was
like
a
that
great
Australian
film.
that
Really
Australian,
well done.
That Australian film that was based on the same film that Stanley Kubrick directed with Kirk Douglas. Remember that film?
No.
Back in the 50s, Stanley directed a great movie. Oh, gee whiz! And it was just about the injustices and people get go to. It was they had to run away during war, and so they were shot.
Oh, are you talking about the Paths of Glory?
Paths of Glory.
Right? Yeah,
Very
yeah,
good,
yeah,
sir.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's a good thing your brain is here.
I agree.
Even though you're physically not here.
Thank you.
It's a good thing your brain is here.
Yes.
And
Well, you were never really here.
I'm never really.
Throwback to last week's show.
Hey, little Joaquin. for you.
Anyway, real quick, you want to touch on your little Elvis documentary in 2 minutes? You got 2
Touch
minutes.
on
Can
my
you do it?
little Elvis documentary.
Yeah, can you do it?
Can I do that?
Elvis Presley, The Searcher, an HBO documentary.
It's a wonderful
that's on
little
there
film,
now.
actually.
I know you
this-
wanted to mention it.
I would like to mention. I would like to mention it.
Yes,
Dementia
please do.
it. I love Elvis.
Yeah,
it's always good to see him.
I actually want to watch this
This is
because
a
he's a
sad
fascinating
little,
character.
It's a sad little story. It's
I'm sure it
narrated
is.
by Priscilla. It's narrated by Red
Oh,
West.
I'd like to see that.
A lot of the people within Elvis's inner circle there.
Was his manager in this?
Oh, are you kidding?
Yeah.
The Colonel?
Yeah.
Naturally.
Great,
But,
great.
you know, this is really a movie about the sadness that was Elvis. It's
Yeah.
a sad story.
Yeah, it was-
You know, Elvis died at the age of 42. He was born in
if
what?
he had taken
30
care of himself a little bit, he
I
probably
know.
would have kept
He was
going.
Born
You know,
in 35. He died in 1977.
if there ever was an American icon, it's him.
You know, you
know?
watch this guy. One of the most beautiful human beings you ever saw in your life was Elvis Presley. He truly had
Yeah.
that
He
Adonis-like
does,
Greek
yeah.
god, you know, that I often see in myself sometimes when I'm alone naked in the mirror.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Is
and
that-
I'm
is that
singing
what it
I
is?
Feel Pretty, which, you know.
You sure it's
God-
not a funhouse mirror?
No, it wasn't a funhouse mirror. It might have been kind of a strange allegory of mirror-esque spectacularness. But anyway, listen, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's now time. We're near the end of our show. It's been a wonderful time talking to you,
It's
Mr.
been nice.
Picard,
We
as
flew through
always.
some things tonight.
We fly through stuff. We talk so quick.
We did a
The
good
show
job.
just goes so fast.
It really does.
You know, but here we are now. We're going to show our incredible making of video. This is just our little. It was a little Q&A we did earlier. And it was just about the making of
So
I Feel
stay
Pretty.
tuned till the end of the credits for this little video he's
No,
referencing.
I think it's going to play right now.
I thought it was going to be at the end of the credits.
Oh, I think we should probably show
End
it
of the
now.
credits, they just told me.
Oh, okay.
End of credits.
Oh,
That's
they
what we
did?
discussed.
End of credits.
If you were listening.
Is that like end of the Arnold Schwarzenegger film? End of Days?
End of Days? Oh, yeah, that was a forgettable
All
film.
right, so the end of the credits, the
Anyway,
says
Oh Nerd, Porg Star, Zeal Images. We'll see you all next week. Thanks for
the
tuning
Nerd,
in.
I missed you.
But definitely
obviously.
watch the end of the credits.
The Nerd is on some other site tonight. We did miss you.
Well, maybe he's doing a less is more approach, just watching.
You or a she or whoever, whatever you are, he's probably an inflatable sheep, which isn't too bad.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
Theo Nerd, it's been a pleasure to have you here.
It's
but
been nice. We'll see you
weren't
next
really
week.
Here. You weren't really here.
Same banter time, same banter channel.
Yes.
We will see you next
We're
week,
here,
everybody.
dudes and dudettes.
We had a good time.
We did indeed, as always. Please, go to the videotape.
We did you.
What's up, Terrifics? We're here backstage live at the premiere of I Feel Pretty. We've got the director, Mr. Daryl Smith, and the star himself, Mr.
Thank you.
Christopher Picard.
Thank you.
Daryl, what inspired you?
Oh, Michael, you know, first I just want to say to be terrific. It's so nice to be here tonight. You're a wonderful host, and we've had a great time. Everyone's been so nice to us. We love the catering that you had for us. That Dunkin' Donut series of Uncle that was out was fantastic. I just want to say I had to watch Citizen Kane about 14 times, and then the vision just came to me. It just appeared on a platter. It was on a plate. I said, okay, this is the shtick. This is what we're going for. Then I saw Chris in a dress. Next thing you know, old Jed's a millionaire. The kid folks said, Jed, move away from there. So there we go. Chris, tell the man, how did you get into the role?
Well, you know, I had to step out of my comfort zone and address something that I normally wouldn't want to do. But I said, you know what? I'm going to channel the woman that's inside me. Address it. And I just went all out. I just channeled every single feminine instinct that was in me, which I didn't even know was there. And it came out on screen. And I think it worked. And only this guy could push me to do something like that.
They're already talking Oscars. We've got to go inside. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Michael Artis. You're the Terrifics.
Thank you, Michael Arts.
Thank you,
It's such
everybody.
a pleasure to be here, sir.